The French military has handed back their base in Timbuktu to Mali's government. They had deployed here for 9 years as part of France's anti-jihadist force, Barkhane. It is a major turning point in France's military involvement in the country, and more widely, the Sahel region. The ceremony took place with Malian officers, officials from the local government, and the United Nations. After liberating the city from Islamists in 2013, a force of about 150 French soldiers remained at the base. The departure comes after French forces already left northern towns Kidal and Tessalit this year. But violent jihadist extremists still launch regular attacks. Some residents are concerned about the withdrawal.
I think the withdrawal, I see it as negative in my opinion, because we need security. We're in a war and we need this security here in Timbuktu and everywhere in Mali.
Others were, however, happy to see the back of the French forces amid strong anti-French feelings.
In 8 years in Mali, they have done nothing. It must be said. I would say a decade of loss for the Malian nation. A decade completely lost, like that.
Diplomatic relations between France and Mali are at a low point. President Emmanuel Macron announced the drawdown in the Barkhane force after Mali strongman Colonel Assimi Goïta seized power a second time in under a year. Paris is also unhappy about the possible deployment of Russian mercenaries. Macron will travel to Mali to celebrate Christmas with French soldiers stationed in Gao in the northwest, where France has refocused its military intervention with the help of other European forces. The Menaka base camp is home to the European Takuba task force, which consists of 900 soldiers who support the Malian military. The French president is expected to press Colonel Goïta to hold elections in February. South Africa has reported its highest daily tally of new COVID-19 cases since the start of the pandemic. More than 26,000 people tested positive in one day in the country which first detected the Omicron variant. It is now spreading across Africa like wildfire. In just 1 week, cases are up by 93% on the continent. But so far, South Africa's hospitalizations remain low. President Cyril Ramaphosa also tested positive despite being fully vaccinated. In a statement, the 69-year-old said he hoped his diagnosis would serve as a warning to everyone in the country to get vaccinated. Meanwhile, a study by South African private health insurer Discovery shows that Pfizer's 2-dose vaccine is less effective overall against Omicron, but provides 70% protection against severe cases. Britain also dropped a ban against travellers from southern Africa, passed after South Africa announced the detection of the new variant. The ban was widely criticised as a new travel apartheid. Forces from Uganda and the Democratic Republic of the Congo are fighting rebels together. The two neighbours launched artillery and airstrikes on November 30th against the Allied Democratic Forces, known as the ADF, in eastern DRC. They say they have so far captured 34 rebels, freed 31 hostages, and destroyed 4 camps. The countries accuse the ADF of committing massacres in DR Congo and bombings in Uganda. But Congolese President Felix Tshisekedi has said the Ugandan troops will not overstay their welcome. Many recall the role of Uganda and Rwanda in stoking past instability in the east of the country. Star footballer Samuel Eto'o has been elected the new president of the Cameroon Football Federation. The 4-time African Player of the Year gained 43 votes, beating acting president Seydou Mambo Njoya. The vote followed the Court of Arbitration for Sport's annulment of Njoya's election in 2018. The former Champion League player's campaign focused on promoting women's football and eliminating corruption in the country's game. He will quickly face his first challenge when Cameroon hosts the African Cup of Nations in January, a tournament delayed a year by the COVID-19 pandemic.
These musicians are swaying to the sensual rhythm of Congolese rumba. This is the cradle of the famous music, which returned after a loop around the world. Crooners sing in the local Lingala language about life, love, and politics. The Independence Cha-Cha has, for example, become the unofficial anthem of African independence movements.
The Independence Cha-Cha, this iconic song about our country's independence, is one of the triumphs in the history of our music. It's a source of pride for us and for our country.
The National Institute of Arts in Kinshasa has fought to have Congolese rumba inscribed on UNESCO's list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity.
Congo succeeded in having 5 national parks registered in the 1970s as natural heritage sites. But again, natural heritage. In terms of cultural heritage, nothing at all. And it is for this reason that we are pushing to get the rumba on the list.
The slave trade brought the music from Africa to the Americas. From there, instruments and styles evolved to jazz in North America and rumba in South America.
Les esclaves dans les bateaux.
The slaves on the ship played music, jazz, and rumba.
La rumba, c'est une symbiose.
It's a symbiosis that our musicians here were able to tap into as well.
The music eventually returned to its birthplace. Travelers brought back records from overseas, and it became the rage in Kinshasa and Brazzaville in the 1940s.
It is a passion shared by all Congolese today, whether from a secular or religious point of view. And it has become holistic. It touches on all areas of life.
It is this passion that unites both the Congos, whose capitals face each other across the river that shares their name. It wasn't always promoted effectively, but live bands keep up the tradition every Friday and Saturday. Congolese rumba lives on.